Hey man, I thought you were gone for good. Could you talk normal? Welcome to the Basement's Halloween show.
Hi everybody, I'm dressed up like the green slime from The Green Slime.
And I'm dressed up like Rusty James from Rumblefish. I wanted to be Motorcycle Boy, but that's the way it goes.
This is our final episode of Scary Halloween, our third horror movie, and I have tasked Craig with choosing it.
But we're not going to talk about that now because we have some opening credits.
Oh yeah.
I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good, it might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement.
A few months ago, you got back into playing Mahjong.
And even I can turn every Mahjong party into a ping pong party.
You went camping up at Point Beach State Park with some friends.
Yes.
You came over to my place for dinner when Tona was out of town.
I did.
Then, of course, there was the usual good cooking, editing, beer and board gamesing. I bet you're wondering how I have all of this knowledge about what you did between June and September, Matt. Well, it's because I know things, like how I know what you did last summer.
The secret is out. Tona, who designed this costume, thoughtfully included hand holes so I can actually use my hands.
Oh, very nice.
I never caught this one.
Me neither. Released in 1997, directed by Jim Gillespie, IKWIDLS, stars Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., Ryan Felipe, and Anne Hesh. Screenwriter Kevin Williamson based it off the young adult mystery novel of the same name, turning the book's creepy stalker mystery into a typical teen slasher film. The movie itself inspired a Simpsons parody on Treehouse of Horror 10. I won't tell you who plays the mysterious murderer in that, but the title of it is I Know What You Diddly Italy Did Last Summer.
Oh, Mo.
Mo, exactly. So why don't you recklessly drive all the way over to the big leather
Oh. No gift, huh?
Gift. Let me see if I got money.
I don't want your car keys.
Here you go. That's my gift.
You've given me your car. That's very generous of you.
I forgot a gift, and there's a car in this movie, so enjoy. Why don't you drive recklessly all the way over to the big leather couch to watch the old slasher film, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Hey folks, sorry to be that guy that shows up at the party with an elaborate costume and then takes it off for the rest of the night, but I'm gonna be that guy. You must be my Facebook friend, movie. Hush, hush, can't you hear you call my name? It's the 4th of July in North Carolina, and the rest of the country is... okay. It's the 4th of July in North Carolina, and it's time for the Miss Croker beauty pageant. The star of the pageant is blonde beauty Helen Shivers. You know what Helen's middle name is? Ague.
At summer's end, I plan to move to New York City, where I'll pursue a career as a serious actress.
And I will end up doing serious porn.
Helen wins the pageant.
Croker Queen with all its benefits for 1 year. They're hanging out at the beach.
There's this guy, Max, who comes along.
How about I take you out before you leave town, kind of a bon voyage.
I'll give you a big bang. In theory.
A toast?
That's Ryan Felipe.
Felipe.
What?
Yeah, I looked it up. Or Philippi. It's Philippi.
I'm not going to pronounce it like that.
Out of the way, you little trashy nerd.
Max has got a chip on his shoulder because all these rich kids really rub him the wrong way. The four friends
Have their own little campfire party. Julie James.
Helen and Barry,
He's a rich kid. And there's Ray, Julie's boyfriend.
and they're telling scary stories. But they just can't seem to agree on the details.
No, he wasn't decapitated. He was gutted with a hook.
No, that's not the way it goes.
This is a rousing yes but exercise. Later on, there's a little bit of making out. So far, this movie is A-okay.
Got a reservoir tip on your thumb.
That's right. It's safer that way.
Yes. Barry gets plastered.
Whose car is this? Nobody drives my car but me.
I'm the opposite of the Beatles. Well, if you're going to drive my car, I'm going to hang out the sunroof and have a blast.
Whiskey gets spilled everywhere, and they hit a guy.
God, you're bleeding!
It's not mine.
I know how mine tastes.
Check that side. Yeah.
Put on your flashers. You're parked in the road.
Well, they got the road blocked off because they're shooting a movie, so they don't have to worry about traffic.
Spider!
I think he's dead.
No, we'll call the police. We'll tell them the truth. They'll believe us.
We're rich and white.
I'm not like the rest of you. I don't have the family or the money to get me out of this.
My parents are only 100,000-aires. Let's dispose of the body in the ocean and never speak of this again. They're wangling this body, and Max comes along. Hey, what you doing out on this dark road all alone? Oh, we're not doing anything. Bye, Max. They drag him to the pier. They're going to dump him in. And he's not dead.
Grabs her tiara on the way down. Now he's got proof.
Barry goes after him and leaves the man underwater for dead.
We make a pact. Right here and now we take this to our grave.
1 year later,
The summer after last summer, Julie's having problems in school. Her grades are slipping because she keeps thinking about that murder.
Are you on drugs? No, Mom, no drugs.
maybe drugs will help.
I have a baggie full of black beauties you can try. She gets a letter, and it says this. That movie title sends her into a tizzy. Someone is onto them.
Well, well. Look what the cat drug in.
Yes, please excuse my bleeding scratches. Boy, the cat's in this town.
Whew! What happened to New York?
I went for a while. It didn't really work out.
I accidentally went to Albany. There's no big theater scene there. You know who we should talk to about this? Barry. He's always calm and ethical.
Saw his car the other day at the gym.
There's a non-smoker with a cigarette. What are you losers doing here? Wait, what?
It's nothing. Forget about it. He's just some anonymous guy. It never happened. Well, actually...
His name was David Egan.
His name is David Egan. His name is David Egan.
His name is David Egan.
I read about it in the paper. His body washed up on shore. They think it was suicide. But it was we-icide.
Someone sent us threatening messages? It could only be Max.
I was just thinking to myself, whatever happened to that Barry car?
I was just wanting to flex my working class smarm.
Listen, can we talk a sec? Private?
Oh, what? This isn't private enough for you?
Jesus. Yeah. Rich boy. Would you prefer to go to a mansion? He punches him around and he says, "You shut up. Leave us alone, or I'll get you with this hook." Another well-thought-out decision by me, Barry. Max is in there. Somebody sneaks in. What happened to the hook? Whoa! Why kill him? He didn't do anything last summer. Barry's at the gym working out. You can't have a body like that and not, maintain it. You can't stab Barry because he's already cut. Someone stole my jacket. Hey, go outside. Someone's stealing my car. Give me my things back.
And he gets run over by his own car.
That's it for Barry. He's got to be dead. He's not. He's only in the hospital. Julie's been doing her research.
They're using this thing called the internet.
Egan.
Oh, this stupid laptop is so small.
She was trapped in a car after it skidded out of control in the reefs near Dawson's Beach.
We better go check this out. We better bring the computer with us, too. Help me carry it to the car. We got to go visit David Egan's sister, Missy, and see if we can get some information.
What if they're waiting for us? What if they recognize us? They could have a gun, shoot us dead.
The letter was a long con to get you to come to their house. They're shut-in murderers.
Can I help you?
Hush!
Our car stalled down the road, and we were just wondering if maybe we could use your phone.
I saw you driving up the driveway, bad liar. Oh, yeah, you know anyone who's dead? Well, I'll be slickered. Ah! The first people to ask about my brother, there was this other guy.
Billy.
Billy Blue.
Billy!
He never really said it, but I think it hurt him to be around me.
Because I kept punching his face and kicking him in the balls.
Stabbing him with a hook.
Billy Blue might be the guy who's harassing us.
We used to be best friends.
We used to be a lot of things.
You used to be the Croaker Queen, and now you're a nobody and a murderer. Helen goes home.
Fox, 1-0 here in the third.
So glad I had Dad stuffed. He'll never miss a game. Someone else comes into the house, and he's wearing a slicker. And he sneaks upstairs into Helen's bedroom. Oh, look at me, I'm Jeffrey Beaumont.
Her sister comes into her room and says mean things.
Hey, it's the washed-up, dried-out has-been having a moment.
Jeez, it's only been... She's 19 years old.
You and your hair. Just so pathetic.
She's got really nice hair. What's wrong with you? You have the same hair!
You and your molecules. So stupid. I don't want her to die, but if she does get killed by this guy in her closet, I hope he does it wearing her clothes. She wakes up in the morning, all of her hair has been snipped. Oh, and the parade's tomorrow, and what a disaster. Okay, Julie goes to see what? Finds a trunk full... Oh, yes. She calls Julie and says, my hair's got cut. Come and help me. Julie gets in the car, and she hears this weird noise in the trunk. In the trunk, it's full of crabs and full of a dead guy named Max.
I hear you got crabs!
She runs and gets her friends, Barry and Helen. They come by.
And Max and all of the crabs are gone.
Julie goes to see Missy again. She's going to come clean with her. Let's see. Haunting leadbelly music. Gruesome turkey totem. I bet Missy's the killer.
Oh, she's got all sorts of dead things around.
Yeah, David committed suicide. He left a note and everything. He didn't commit suicide. We killed him, me and my friends, and we covered it up.
No. My brother drowned.
I committed insurance fraud. No, I'm proud of it. It's the only thing I've accomplished with my life other than skinning all these animals.
Get out of my house.
You never mess with a woman's closure. The pageant is happening.
Stay calm.
Scrim love. The best kind. Helen looks up into the rafters. Barry's up there.
She sees Barry being killed. She tries to stop it, but she only causes a big ruckus.
Stay behind me, okay?
Just pretend you're Satan.
Nothing happened. There wasn't a gruesome, splattery murder up here.
I know what they're doing.
What?
I just caught it. Helen caused a scene at the pageant, so now she's being arrested? I don't know. She's in a cop car for some reason.
Well, we're gonna have to take the alley.
Through the alley, back from hell.
When you hear that steeple bell, I know what you did last summer.
You little shit stick Mayberry ass reject.
Oh, there's a lot going on in that insult.
Yeah.
A little too busy. He sees someone with car trouble, gets out to help him out, and that's all she wrote for the cop. Helen breaks out of the back seat of the cop car. She runs, and she is chased. And she sees the store that she works at. Shivers! Get out of here, you scared idiot.
Please! No!
Where did I put the way to unlock the door from the inside?
Would have walked around the Broad Street entrance is open.
I'm being attacked!
I really hope Elsa gets killed. She's worse than Barry. Helen is chased again. She is caught in an alley, and she is
Hooked a bunch and killed.
Julie goes to see Ray, and she sees the name of the boat that he's on. It's the Billy Blue.
You're Billy Blue. You're the killer.
Ray tries to chase after her and explain.
On the boat, inside. Hurry!
And he comes on, and he's real suspicious, and there's a slicker and a hook on that boat. This old man, Ben Willis, who we've never heard of in the rest of the movie, he's the guy doing the killing. Who the hell is he?
I'm Susie's dad. I'm the guy you killed last summer.
She runs around. Ray gets on the boat. They fight.
And he pulls himself up so strong with youth and love.
He chases her. She runs around. Diamonds! It's full of diamonds!
She finds all this ice, and she also finds various dead people.
He corners her. He's got that hook. Ray gets him with the swinging piece of equipment.
I don't know about boats.
But do you think that's going to keep him down? No.
When you leave a man for dead, make sure he's really dead.
Okay, a thing happens with a rope. The guy loses his hand. He falls overboard. The police come.
The body will turn up.
Alive and menacing you. Next summer.
1 year later, Julie's back at school. Everything's fine. She's having a sexy phone conversation on one of those cordless phones.
She's going to take a shower, and she sees this message. We all know, but most importantly, I know what you did last summer. Donna Summer, I remember yesterday. Probably the most appropriate background LP yet.
It's a fun slasher movie. It's not a scary slasher movie.
Yeah, it seems to lack something, and I'm having a tough time putting my thumb on it. And with this thumb, it's not tough to put on things. I think it sort of lacks a bit of everything. It's not quite suspenseful enough. It's not quite gory enough. It's not quite menacing or scary enough. It's just sort of like horror light.
It doesn't lay out the clues well enough. We were both struggling at the end of the movie. I figured out the connections of everyone after the credits were rolling.
Yeah, the Ben Willis plot development was total bullcrap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should have been a little bit of a clue about that beforehand.
I thought for sure it was Ray, because he was the guy who just disappeared for most of the movie. I thought, he's disappeared because he's doing all that killing. And this is another thing. I don't know if you caught on to this. In the beginning, when they're on the beach and they're telling those ghost stories and they can't agree on details.
The girl stays in the car and she hears this, like, scratching sound.
What does she hear in the car? Helen says, no, it was a dripping noise. And then this happens. Mm-hmm. So that led me to think that had something to do with someone who had to be privy to those details to make those things happen to these people. And I thought that would naturally be Ray.
Kevin Williamson, he wrote the script. Lois Duncan did not like the adaptation. She took slasher movies personally because her daughter was killed by a maniac.
Yikes.
It was this guy who, like, over the course of a few years, killed 3 or 4 different women. And it wasn't revealed until this last summer. This guy confessed to doing this. Lois Duncan never lived to find out who her daughter's murderer was.
Right.
And she actually stopped writing young adult thrillers because she could no longer feel justified putting young women in danger.
In danger,
yes.
Sure. Was this pre-Buffy?
The beginning of Buffy, or concurrent with beginning.
Certainly that show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, really utilizes Sarah Michelle Gellar's gifts better than this movie does.
Yeah.
Because she really does humor and action well. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't really get much of a chance to do either in this movie.
She would have been really good in Scream, Kevin Williamson's classic script.
And there's nothing really glamorous about their characters. These are 4 beautiful people. Mm-hmm. Jennifer Love Hewitt looks rather gaunt throughout the whole thing. Ryan P. is just this screaming maniac, and Freddie Prinze Jr. is just sort of a dope. Even Helen, though she's beautiful, she's still sort of desperate and broken. They're not cool people.
There is a strong undercurrent, not an undercurrent, a current, much stronger than the current down to the marina, of class struggle in this movie. It's something that I wish they would have done with a little bit more finesse and nuance.
Maybe this movie is sort of a class revenge fantasy. You look at young and beautiful and rich people and they think they can get away with everything, and this is a story that shows that they can't.
What I hated about the movie, the only thing I truly hated, was the monster coming out of the glass at the end. Because the only scene that actually made me tingle in the entire movie is when she goes back into the shower and it's all steamy and she sees the message. Finally, it's a horror movie. And then the stupid glass thing happens.
That is a horror movie trope. There is another trope that is in this movie, and it is the worst trope.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Mm-hmm. Who would do that?
I don't know. You either freeze or you go in to help, but you don't yell someone's name.
Yeah.
Freeze, distract, help. Those are your 3 options.
Yes.
You want to talk about Ryan Phillippe?
I don't, if that's how you're going to say it. I Know What You Did Last Summer is now a not-so-distant memory, and now it is time for us to go and remember other movies we've seen in a segment we call Seen It.
Seen It.
The theme, horror.
Carrie Laurie, or Kari Larry, writes, "Seen It, the abominable Dr. Phibes. I'm never going to give up asking this. You can give up now. I've seen it.
Seen it.
This movie is crazy in so many different ways.
Oh, it's a tale as old as time. There's a man who is disfigured and wronged, and he takes revenge on his wrongdoers.
Yes.
I have not seen a movie since Evil Dead 2 that combines true horror and true comedy in such a harmonious way. It's rather extraordinary. The parallels to so many other franchises and movies is really shocking when you take in the breadth of it.
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Paradise, Sweeney Todd, V for Vendetta, Seven, Saw. The kid has a key inside him that the guy has to take out. I believe they did that in Saw.
Yes.
King Kamina. Have you seen Attack of the Mushroom People, a.k.a. Matango, in Japan? This movie was almost banned in its own country because the mushroom people almost resemble nuclear bomb victims. Seen it.
Not seen it. How is it?
It's a very weird movie. As with Planet of the Vampires, the U.S. title is very misleading. It's not a monster movie. It's more of a shipwreck movie, and it's a creepy mystery. The monsters are barely in this, and they're really not monstrous. It's not about scares and attacks. It's about assimilation, and it's about losing your humanity and liking it. I'm sure there's some communist message there, like a body snatcher type thing. When they encounter the mushroom people, they start to become mushroom people themselves. And then they go back to the humans and say, we're mushroom people now, and it's great, and you should do it. I would like to see the Crazy Rich Asians crew tackle this movie. Ken Jeong, Awkwafina, Jimmy O Yang, Randall Park, and do a line-for-line, shot-for-shot remake of this movie. It would be great.
Someone at some point sent us this movie. It's called The Old Dark House. Seen it.
Seen it.
Love it. Scene to scene, it will completely change moods. And like sometimes completely jump genres.
As soon as the white-haired, prissy gentleman walks down the stairs and announces, "My name is Fem. Horace Fem. You know that James Whale is in the house." There is gay code and subversiveness throughout this whole thing. The woman basically says that Charles Lawton is gay. There is a woman who plays a man, the 103-year-old patriarch of the family, and she's billed in the credits as a man. They changed her name, because even in pre-code, I guess it wasn't cool to do something like that.
It's legit scary and legit funny, like Dr. Phibes.
And of course, the young actress in here is Gloria Stewart, who would go on to play the old lady in Titanic. Yeah. Another DVD that was sent to us by our generous viewers is Island of Terror. Seen it?
Seen it just yesterday.
The terror of these little slime turtles that crawl around this island and eat bones.
Yes, they suck the bones out of your body, which is something I've never seen in any horror movie before.
And the creatures look like Doctor Who monsters. It's pretty cheap.
All right.
But just the idea that they're just solid calcium and they're indestructible. That's a really cool, simple, science-based horror concept.
They do look enough like animals, and no offense to your kind. They look a lot more realistic than the green slime creatures.
No offense to my kind. Thank you. I appreciate it. Boogity boogity. We just watched I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I know what you can do with your spare time is you can go to our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. There are all of our episodes there, and there are PayPal donation buttons that you can click on and donate to support our show with a one-time or rolling monthly donation.
Yes, you can do that. Here's someone who did.
Thank you, Rusty James. It's Martin from Denmark, who says, "Thanks for still doing this great show. What are some of your favorite uses of existing songs in movies? Blue Velvet in that film with the very same title is one of mine."
Whenever I'm asked these questions about best soundtracks and best needle drops, I just always go to Wes Anderson and Quentin Tarantino, and I feel wildly cliche by thinking
Well, because they seem to be music fans as much as they are film fans.
Yes, yes.
So they know how to use music in conjunction with films in an effective way. And I would also like to shout out Ren, who gave us a very generous donation. If you want to watch more chat from these two fellas, you can watch Unboxing, which comes out this coming Friday. There are surprises, there are mail openings, and there are possibly more clips from this movie. Take a look. We hope your Halloween and your October was special, and now you can take a look at this. Look.
I want to rumble. Why don't we rumble anymore? Oh. I got no more notes on this movie.
More notes. I got no
More notes on the movie.
No more notes.
No more notes.
Movie.
No more notes. No more notes on the
movie.
movie. We could become madrigalists.
You little shit stick Mayberry ass reject.